Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? You ready for the live communist fucking speech and the knee bending? Here we go. Let's see the liar in action. Let's listen to this cunt.
Thank you. And thank you, Council President Harris Dawson. I know you have been president for a while, but let me congratulate you on your presidency to the council. To the Los Angeles Fire Department Honor Guard, thank you so much for the presentation of colors. And to the Los Angeles Police Office.
Are you sure it's colors? Because you're black. You're not a color.
For that wonderful
Why do they call you a person of color?
national anthem. Thank you.
If black and white are colors, why are they called people of color?
Thank you always for your heroic efforts.
Anybody? Anybody? Maybe they're people of hue.
Madam City
Right?
Attorney,
Isn't that what y'all explained to me?
City Controller, City Council
Maybe they're
President,
people of shades.
City Council President.
Maybe that's what they are.
Members of the City Council, City Commissioners, department leaders, distinguished guests, and to the people of Los Angeles, and to members of my family. There's so many members of my family here.
Let me
Please
get down on my knee
members
for
of
this
the
one.
best.
Hold on.
And our guests from
You're
Japan.
doing everything right. You awesome.
Thank you
done did it
for
all right.
always supporting me.
Everything's
always being
perfect
there
that you done did.
And thank you for joining me today as we continue to turn the page for our city. In preparing for today,
All right,
I
enough of my knee
reflected
bending.
on my predecessors
Enough of the knee
who
bending.
addressed our city during times of civil unrest, recession, earthquakes, and pandemics.
That's it.
And no
We're
matter
clear,
what
A-Bar.
our city
We're
faces,
fucking translucent.
LA never, ever gives up. LA always rises, always rises.
Always rises. Even after the fires, 106 days later, the 12, count them,
Yesterday,
12
many of us
permits
gathered
that
with
have been
our
given.
families for
12.
Easter. Today, however, many Angelenos
15 houses
will
weren't
gather to
lost.
mourn the loss of
I'd
good
say that's
friends.
acceptable for those 12
On
out of
behalf
15.
of the city of Los Angeles, I want to offer the condolences of our city to Archbishop Jose Gomez. We come together in these chambers just over 100 days after a natural disaster, a firestorm that also reminds us of how the world can change in an instant. The aftermath of this
And, Sam?
disaster weighs on our city, which already had
And?
huge challenges before us.
Isn't that the
We
guy that
feel
helped
it
other
every
guys
day.
assault kids?
The strain of the housing
Or
crisis,
protected the kids,
tragedy
protected
of
the
the
men that were
homelessness
assaulting
crisis.
kids? Didn't that guy
we
do that?
worry about public
He didn't do it
safety
himself, but he
and the
protected the ones who did,
unpredictability
right?
Of our streets. We worry
Oh,
about the
poor
changing
guy
climate
died.
that brings increasing weather extremes.
Woo!
And we worry about rising costs and economic uncertainty. But I want
see
you
what
to
happens at the
know
Vatican.
that I see it. We are not here to gloss over difficulties.
Goddamn
We are
gnats.
here to make them heads on and to make real change.
Right, ship her ass to Ghana. She loves it over there so much. Take her ass back. They don't want her over there, otherwise they would have kept
Today
her.
I want to talk about and confront what isn't working, investing in
You,
what is.
you,
and
your
delivering
total
results.
cabinet, anybody in that
First of
horseshoe.
all, we must reform how our city works, and we must rebuild a city that works better for everyone that calls LA home.
Clap. Come on, everybody, clap for me.
In January, we saw thousands of Angelenos evacuate from
Fake
their
as can be.
homes. In Sylmar, in Hollywood, in Brentwood, in Encino, in Sherman Oaks, and of course, in Palisades, where tragically 12 people lost their lives. Thousands lost their homes, a traumatic loss not just of property, but of memories, of sanctuary, of community. Our city and county firefighters heroically answered the call. Firefighters from around the state, the country, and even around the world joined in that fight. Let us all thank our firefighters. Freddie Escobar,
Let's see if she thanks the chief.
Chief Villanueva.
Well, not the old chief, she didn't.
After the fires were out, Angelinos with resilience
You're thanking
and
the chief who
resolve
didn't fight the
asked,
fires. Got it.
how can we rebuild
Got
our
it.
homes, and when can we go home? Because home is at the heart of healing, and that has been the North Star of our
He does
recovery,
kind of, the guy on the
to
side does
get
look like Kaepernick,
people
kind of
home.
perfect for the occasion. And he's not a quarterback. He ain't been one in
So I
over a
want to
decade or
acknowledge
more.
some heroes in that effort
So,
here today. Larry
got a new
Vane
job.
of Pally Strong, Miriam Czar of the Pally Recovery Coalition, and Sue Cole.
Oh,
of the
there's that
Pacific
dickhead. Look at
Palisades
that.
Community
Look at the old
Council.
president. That dickhead.
All three.
You clap, you little seal.
All three have been working from day one to make sure that the community of the Palisades is in the forefront of the recovery.
Yes, this is a DEI pep rally, Brad.
To
This is
Kevin
all this is. This is a DEI pep rally.
Despite having
This is what they do here. All right, everybody.
single-handedly fought
Smoke.
the flames and saved people's lives. Larry, Marion, Sue, Kevin, please stand so we can congratulate you, applaud you, and thank you again.
It's got to be Larry in the blue sweater there. In the middle. That's got to be Larry. With the visitor pass.
Now, Councilwoman Park. I'm not sure I need to say more than that. Councilwoman Park.
Look at her. Look at her all
Thank you
beaming
for
with
your
joy.
leadership, for your support.
Damn, these people are
For
disgusting.
standing up for your constituents every day. You push the city, the county, the state, and the federal government to do more and to do it faster and to get the job done on behalf of Palisades. Please stand. Please stand.
They've done so much for the Palisades, everybody. 12 permits. 12 have been granted in the Palisades. 12. And we all know there's only 14 or 15 houses that were lost.
She has been in the Palisades
12.
at fire stations.
Look it up.
recovery
12.
centers every day. She has been on the ground making sure we cut red tape and provide comfort. And so again, we thank you, Councilman.
When are you going back to Ghana, bitch? Why don't you
Today,
gone
I'm
like
reporting
fucking Kamala?
the state of our city.
Old Kumala's gone like a
Report to
fucking
Los
fart in the
Angeles
wind. You don't see that
that the
bitch's face
recovery
anywhere no more.
in Palisades
Gone.
is on track to be
So
the
nice to have to
fastest
not see that ugly bitch's face no
California
more.
history.
God, it's so nice. Nobody wants to talk to
And
her,
we're
not even
just moving
CNN.
Fast to move fast. We know the faster we can rebuild, the faster we can heal. We still have a long way to go. And for those who have lost a home,
We have the whole way to
each
go.
And every day is
Nothing's
a day
changed,
too long,
bitch.
right? We want to be fast, we want to be safe, and we want to be resilient. So let me just tell you, we have issued permits to rebuild
Give it to me,
twice
girl.
as fast as after the Camp and Woosley fires. We restored water nearly a year and a half faster than after the Camp Fire.
Ever,
And we restored
Jumi,
power
ever.
in just 2 months.
Ever.
Los Angeles, I assure you, rebuilding is underway.
Looks like she has Down syndrome. She probably does. I doubt her being yeah. I'll leave it alone.
Our sweeping emergency orders.
In fact, I don't want to.
slicing
I don't want
through red
to
tape and unlocking innovation.
offend
And so
people with
today,
Down
I'm
syndrome.
announcing 3 new
They're much
actions,
smarter
Miriam,
than this
you're gonna be
idiot.
happy. To expedite the planning process and make planning easier to rebuild.
No, Chris, they didn't let those
I am
folks in.
establishing
Only
a
the knee benders got in.
self-certification program to reduce
That's why I wrote. That's why I
redundancy
put that
in
on the.
permitting
You see the
process.
title? Read the title. To a T. These are knee-bending communists in this
We will
room.
launch an initiative to start using innovative AI technology to accelerate and support the city's permit process.
Of course, we got AI taking care of the permits because we ain't smart enough to get all that going on our
We will
sales
take
time.
both of these
We
new
can't do
initiatives
that.
citywide to accelerate building everywhere.
Bootlickers. That's it. All the bootlickers are in
Folks from
attendance.
Palisades and our councilwoman, finally, I call on the council to pass an
Hi, Christy.
ordinance to waive all plan check and permit fees so Angelinos can get home.
Now, after 106, 108 days now it is after the fire. Oh, Liz, smile, smile, smile.
These actions build
Keep
on
up
the
that
support
facade,
the city
smile.
has provided thus
Hibbity
far.
hoo, DI, hibbity
Our
hoo.
disaster recovery center, which we opened in January, has helped nearly 10,000 households replace vital documents and obtain recovery services. This sends a signal of hope to Palisades residents while delivering results.
How come you keep mentioning
People
them? What
also
about
lost
Altadena?
jobs.
But I get it. That's
I
the
think
county and
about
you're
the
the city. I get that.
housekeepers, The caregivers.
But how come
the
they're not being
servers,
helped either?
The gardeners.
I know you
the
don't care.
teachers Who worked in homes, restaurants, and small businesses. This is why we opened 4 impacted worker and family recovery centers across the city. These centers have provided financial assistance, business assistance, and other services for people regardless of which fire they were impacted by. The impacts are citywide. Air pollution and smoke damage also cause displacement around the city. So recovery has been all hands on deck, and I want to thank the county Supervisor Holly Mitchell.
Get
I
that
wanna
knee
thank the
bending
county
going.
for its partnership in debris removal, and we continue to stand in solidarity with those affected by the fires.
Thousands,
in
Mighty.
Altadena,
Thousands
in
were
Malibu,
destroyed,
and elsewhere in
and
the
12
county.
permits
And I also
after
wanna
over
thank the White
100
House
days have
and
finally
our
been
federal
issued.
partners,
12.
FEMA, the EPA, the Army Corps of Engineers. So I want to take this opportunity to introduce another one of our heroes, Colonel Swenson of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, I'm good.
The councilwoman and I weren't sure we would recognize you outside of your
The rest of the
Army
people
Corps of
don't. You should go
Engineers.
into
Let me
YouTube,
just say
Turbo.
that the colonel has become a hero.
There's a
in
difference
the city
between
of
harsh
the
and
Palisades
reality.
because he has led the
I'm
effort
being
that
real.
has
I'm being
contributed to
realistic.
us having
This is
the
reality.
fastest recovery
Sometimes
so
the
far
truth
in
hurts.
California history. The Army Corps of Engineers has already
Okay, the
cleared
city is the way
500
it is because of the
properties in
DEI
Palisades
hiring,
area,
and
which
you didn't go and
means
hire with the
people
best
can
people.
start
And then
rebuilding
this
today.
came. The fires came, and you showed how well you work. A fucking
And to our
over
governor,
100 days
Governor
later,
Newsom,
you're showing us
and our
how
state
well
agencies.
you work.
We want to thank you all for your support.
So call it harsh,
You have
call it what you
moved
want, Turbo.
mountains to remove hazards
called reality.
and restore hope.
I know it hurts.
Philanthropy has
You're
stepped
mad
up
at
in
me.
a
You
big
should be
way,
mad at
too,
her for not letting
with
people
support
rebuild their
coming
homes.
from
That's what you
long-standing
should be
major
worried about.
institutions and from
That's harsh.
everyday Angelinos.
100 days without
So
your
first I wanna
home,
thank Coach
Turbo.
J.J. Redick,
That's harsh.
Not just for leading the Lakers to the playoffs. We thank him for that too. But also for leading LA Strong Sports. I want to thank Steadfast LA and Palisades stakeholder organizations for creating and joining us in creating this public-private partnership that will fund, redesign.
I'm not mad at you. I'm telling you reality. Again, you can't take reality, apparently. See, too many people coddled you, I guess. And told you were awesome at everything, and everybody's awesome, and they all
Our
deserve
youth
trophies.
who still
I believe
feel
the
the
people that
trauma
deserve trophies are
from
the
the
people that win.
pandemic
Winners
or
deserve it.
traumatized
Losers don't
again
deserve
by
shit.
the
She don't
fires.
deserve shit
But this
to get
initiative
fired.
will help them heal.
She's a loser.
So please
not a
join me
winner.
in giving thanks for all of
In
the
any shape, form, or
generosity
fashion.
from individual people and from our philanthropic community.
Facts over feelings. Thank you for telling me that, B1. Facts over feelings.
So home isn't just a structure, it's a feeling. If Los Angeles is going to work for the people who call it home, then home has to feel safe.
You don't work for us,
That's why
cunt.
public safety is at the core of
You
our
don't work for nobody but
From
your
the beginning
knee-bending
of my
self.
administration, we have led a
Your little life
comprehensive
of facades,
approach to safety,
lies, smoke
I
screens.
said we would work to rebuild the ranks of the LAPD to protect our communities, and I want to thank Councilman Lee and Councilwoman Rodriguez for your staunch
Bro, look at that
advocacy
flower.
for
It's bigger than her
police.
fucking head. I guess that's too harsh too, right? That's too harsh too, right?
And I'm pleased to report that we have hit a 4-year high
Smoke.
of applications to join the LAPD. But the frustrating part is that the city's broken system now stands in the way of actually hiring those applicants.
It's Trump's
So that's
fault. I
why-
know.
You know it's coming, Malika.
Oh, Trump did it.
That's
Would have
why
had me.
I
Would have.
appointed a new head of the personnel department with a clear directive.
You're fired.
Stop the bureaucratic madness, overhaul the
What's up,
system,
Sandwich? Thank you so much for the dono.
how's that for pressure? And get officers hired and on our streets. And I look forward to working with Chairman McCosker of the Personnel and Hiring Committee to
Old
reform
buckethead.
this process citywide. The hiring process
Brayson?
needs to be reformed. And you will lead the effort. We also created a first-of-its-kind Office of Community Safety, which works to prevent
Wasn't me, Olaf.
and reduce
I didn't
violence
cut no
across the
trees
city.
down.
The
I don't even
office
own a
works with
chainsaw.
trained and trusted intervention workers. They have built trust with the community and are uniquely qualified to stop gang violence and stop cycles of retaliation.
Now it's
They
gang
are an
violence.
essential
How did we go from the
part
fires to
of
gang
our
violence?
crime-fighting strategy.
Oh, against LAPD.
Now, we've also brought in a new chief, Chief McDonald.
He said he was
Chief
going to knee
McDonald
bend and
and
not
I-
help Trump or do anything with ICE. That's why we hired him. He won't be getting
Chief
a clap
McDonald
from me.
and I stand
And you know
together
I
in
back the badge.
reporting Good news. Violent crime and property crime are down in Los Angeles.
Crime's down in Los Angeles. You heard that, Crime Wave Party.
And this is the result of a comprehensive approach to safety. Last year, homicides fell by 14%. Gang-related homicides in communities most impacted fell by 45%.
Okay. There wasn't no
The
murders
number of
this
shooting
year.
victims fell 19%, and we've intensified safety efforts on Metro. We have cracked down on organized retail theft. We're addressing copper wire theft
Yeah.
through public safety efforts and new solutions like solar street lights. And we are acting boldly around MacArthur Park to bring crime down
Sure
in
you
a
are.
united
I'm
effort
sure you
with
are.
Councilwoman Hernandez.
Yeah. Doing such a fucking fantastic job. Both of you look like you've been eating at Langer's the whole time.
Angelinos, we are turning the corner on crime in Los Angeles, and we will not go back.
And no, it isn't,
Because
Tom.
at the end of the day,
No way.
public safety is about so much more than statistics. It's about whether people feel secure where they live.
You're lying,
It's about
Tom.
whether they feel safe at home. So if you are a police officer, and let's start with our chief, McDonald, please stand.
Knee bending. Let's get up. Come on, Chief. Chief, get up here. Get up here, little puppet. I said stand up, puppet.
If
I
you
hired
are
you.
an interventionist, if you have worked toward
757,
making
thank you.
public safety.
That's it,
in Los
757.
Angeles
That's it. You
safer,
get it.
Please stand.
Turbo don't, but you get it. You get it.
Thank you, thank you for your work, all of you.
I gotta live this shit
The homelessness crisis
I live
is a
here
humanitarian
in
crisis,
LA.
and it affects everyone. Those without a home and those who worry about what they see outside of their home. We have made significant progress, but we still have much further
They've
to
made
go.
significant progress,
first
but
of
the
all,
audit
I
says
wanna
they don't
thank
have anything to show for the
Councilmember
billions
Rahman,
spent. Got it.
Chair of the Housing and Homelessness
Got it.
Committee.
Oh, yeah. What a
I thank you
savior.
for your leadership, and as the chair, she leads the way.
She leads the whole way. She was one of the astronauts.
That's right. You can give her a round of applause.
Yeah, you
She
can
deserves
you can give her a round of applause. Yeah, you can
Now,
do it.
partnership is so important. Partnership here in this room and throughout the county and all 88 cities in it.
Cringe as
But in
fuck.
the wake of the county's decision to withdraw from LASA and audits confirming what we already know, the system is broken. It must be transformed. However,
By
I'm
who, you?
concerned that there is the potential danger of going backwards into silos. And frankly, just creating new bureaucracy is not in and of itself transformational.
Seal claps.
Moving forward, we must make sure we have a comprehensive and regional approach. And the city of Los Angeles is ready to continue down the road of reform and solid, meaningful partnership.
Not one opposition in the crowd. None of the ops in the crowd. None. They wouldn't let him in.
Year
Bet
after
you Daniel
year,
didn't
the
even get
broken
in.
System
He's a
allowed
journalist.
the crisis to grow. In 2016, voters approved Measure HH8 to build 10,000 units of housing. At the time, LA had about 25,000 unhoused residents. But by the time I took office, less than 2.5 years ago, that number had grown to more than 46,000 unhoused Angelenos. On my first day
Homeless.
in office, I declared a state of emergency on homelessness,
Thank you, Jasmine.
specifically to inject
Not everybody does,
disruption
Jasmine.
and change to fix the broken system. This includes systematically confronting
Oh, this
old,
systematics
outdated
again.
policies that actually stop people from being housed. Listen to this.
Let
living
me
in a
spin it
tent,
for you. Hold on.
People who had nothing
Hold up.
actually had to prove that they were poor before they were eligible for housing. So I want to know, how do you prove no income?
No, Stoner.
How do you prove nothing? So we fought, and Washington removed that barrier.
Who in Washington? It wasn't Trump.
Here's
You're
another.
fired.
Who was it? Come on.
Veterans, heroes who fought for our country, received disability checks. They were told they made too much money and were not eligible for veteran housing vouchers. So we mobilized. We took more than 50 mayors to Washington, D.C., and we fought, and Washington removed that barrier. The result is, for the first time, we have secured housing vouchers for every homeless veteran in LA.
Let's talk to the veterans. I call bullshit.
We built a partnership with U.S. Vets, the Greater LA Realtors and Apartment Association. In fact, even Stevie Wonder has joined the call.
Oh,
So
even
now
Stevie.
I call
Stevie
on
got the
all
stamp.
Angelenos who have rental properties. Be a patriot. Take a voucher. House a veteran.
You know nothing about patriotism. Nothing. None of you fucking knee benders in there do. You're all anti-Americans that were born here.
For years, the de facto policy of the city and the county rigidly over-prioritized permanent housing to the extent that people were just left on the
yeah,
street
Joel.
while housing was being built. Well, I don't care how fast you build, we cannot build fast enough to leave people on the streets until the projects are completed.
Is
It's
there? Okay. Inside?
unacceptable. It's unacceptable for people to live in squalor on our streets. This is Los Angeles. So we must invest in long-term interim housing.
That's it, Joe.
Inside
Blind leading the
Safe
blind,
represents
exactly.
a major change. Instead of waiting on expensive new housing to be built, we tapped LA's supply of underused motels to bring people inside immediately. Inside Safe has cleared thousands of tents outside of schools, storefronts, and homes citywide. But given that, we know that motels alone are not financially sustainable. We must invest in long-term interim housing, places where people can stay safe and receive comprehensive services to rebuild their lives while we build housing that Angelenos need. Thank you. We are already proving new models for immediately making housing available at much lower costs. LA for LA, led by Sarah Dussault. LA
they tired of seal clapping or what?
Private partnership that I announced from this podium last year.
How much did they get paid for this today?
LA is helping us acquire existing buildings. We have already master leased a building in Koreatown that has housed nearly 60 Angelenos who were part of Inside Safe.
Smoke.
The strategy
60.
of LA for LA
with billions of dollars, they're talking about how we put 60
models and acquire
60
vacant properties, which
billions spent
faster than relying on building new properties. But you know what?
60.
After all of that,
I wouldn't even say the number.
Figure out how to prevent people from ending up on the streets in the first place.
I wouldn't even say the number. I'd let you have to find it out. So then you could drag me through the mud about it.
And if we don't, we'll have more of the same. Again, 25,000 Angelenos on the street in 2016 exploded to 46,000 in 2022 because every day
yes,
more
Star
people
Cruz.
were
Yes.
falling into homelessness than being
She's
lifted
bragging
out.
about it.
The problem is
billions
there are
spent.
few, if any, research
for
tested
60
programs actively preventing people from losing their homes. The Mayor's Fund connects people in danger of becoming homeless with resources that will help them stay housed, whether it is food and healthcare assistance to ease financial burdens so people can pay their rent, or legal assistance to avoid evictions. The Mayor's Fund is able to reach out to help every Angeleno facing eviction.
No, I've had no coffee,
But this is because
Tom.
of action taken by the council, led
Not caffeined up.
Councilmember Rahman, to require that the city be
And you'll see some
notified of
fireworks.
every eviction filed. That's a partnership. The council passed the ordinance, the Mayor's Fund is implementing it along with
$1 billion
many
in
other
debt, JC.
organizations
$1 billion.
to prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place.
$1 billion in debt, and she doesn't address that either. How they asked for $2 billion to get out of a $1 billion debt.
By Loyola Marymount University, and during the 6-month study period alone, the Mayor's Fund connected 31,000 Angelenos with resources to help them stay housed. And I know that there's some people here who were able to stay in your homes because of the Mayor's Fund, along with some of the caseworkers who help keep people housed. Will you please stand to be recognized? Where are you?
Where are you?
There you
Get
go.
up here. Seems legit, right?
And I want to acknowledge the CEO of the Mayor's Fund, Conway Collis.
Where's Bane? We need fucking Bane.
You don't fear death. You
Now, is
welcome it.
confronting homelessness expensive? Of course it is. And we are working to lower costs and make sure that valuable tax dollars are being well spent. But leaving
What's up, Hector?
people on the street comes at an enormous human cost. Last Thursday, I was at an encampment that had existed since before the pandemic. More than 25 RVs lined the street with more than 41 Angelenos in tents up and down the block. I met a veteran. I met a family who had clearly just been evicted because all of their household items were on the street in front of their tent. I saw a child, maybe the same
To keep
age
the
as
facade
my
of
one-year-old
happiness.
grandson, I think, who just
Oscar, didn't they sell you hope in the last election?
I saw
There was
that
no hope.
child in a dirty stroller, and his sibling was standing next to him, hiding her head because she didn't want to be seen. What is going to happen to that child? But I'm happy to say that they're all inside now. And for me, housing these folks, saving lives, and ending encampments that have been there for years and years, that is worth the cost, because the cost of leaving an encampment on the street impacts everyone around. Small businesses pay the price when their entrances are blocked. People lose their jobs when restaurants lose customers. Residents feel safer when encampments are removed and people are housed.
I'm just looking
the
for Daniel.
LAPD will report that crime is down at locations where encampments were removed and people were housed. And just last week, Chief, the fire department shared that nearly a third of fires in Los Angeles, a third of fires, involve someone who is homeless. An ambulance ride costs thousands.
Thank you, Captain
And so
Obvious.
does a night in the emergency room. Multiply that by the number of encampment incidents every
Did
year.
she say ambulance?
And it's clear that the cost of doing nothing is not just inhumane, it is also financially unsustainable.
It's ambulance. There's a U in there. Ambulance.
So we're taking
Not an
action and
ambulance.
making change. And after years of increasing homelessness, we are
I'm the
finally reversing that trend, and homelessness is down, and that includes a 10% reduction in street homelessness and a 38% reduction in makeshift structures and tents. We are moving thousands more people from the streets before we took office, and more Angelenos are being moved into permanent housing than ever before. Now, all of this comes as nationwide homelessness went up by 18%, but not in Los Angeles.
What? Our sales tax just got bumped to 9.5%. 9.5% is our sales tax.
I know we all wish that we could just focus on reductions in homelessness.
Does this bitch ever tell the truth?
And on the fastest recovery in our state's history. But the reality is,
Did she just
our
say
city
that?
faces a more than an $800 million deficit.
You mean billion. Now she's downplaying.
Cities
It's over
like
a
ours
billion.
are going through challenging economic times across the nation. Turmoil and uncertainty from Washington and a slowing economy
Look at her reading the
are
speech.
causing
Look at her
lower
eyes.
revenue projections to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars.
Why the fuck you
Liability
lying?
settlements have tripled from backed up lawsuits during the pandemic and uncapped damages. Combined with personnel costs and, of course, the fires and rebuilding all together, Los Angeles, we have a very difficult budget to balance. Since January, I've been in active conversations with our partners in labor to find solutions to address a worsening economic outlook. We identified new revenue to offset costs. We reduced funding for the mayor's office. We further eliminated ghost positions, and we postponed some capital projects. But now, I would like to take a minute to address our city workforce directly. Make no mistake, you are this city's greatest asset. Every single day, you come to work in dedicated service to the people of Los Angeles, and often in challenging working conditions. You help Angelenos, and you help make our city better every day. But I want to be straight with you. My proposed budget, unfortunately, includes layoffs, which is a decision of absolute last resort. The city attorney and I will be in Sacramento this week to meet with legislative leaders and advocate for resources, while also working to manage the increasing liabilities. So let me assure our hardworking public servants that I will never, ever stop fighting for you.
She's good at reading speeches off a teleprompter.
Now, we're also taking steps to make our city run in a more efficient manner. We're going to consolidate departments, rebuild our reserves, and reorganize structures with the #1 goal of improving services for Angelenos. I was proud to have supported new labor contracts approved by the council that invested in our workforce. But now it is time to work together again so we can balance this year's budget and create a foundation for long-lasting and long overdue fiscal stability. I will make sure the city does its part. I want to be clear the departmental changes contained in this budget proposal must only be the beginning, because we must have fundamental change starting now and moving forward. For example, upgrades or maintenance to a single street can involve the Board of Public Works, the Department of Transportation,
Oh, you don't know
the Bureau of
upgrade.
Engineering, the Bureau of Street Services, the Bureau of Street Lighting, the Bureau of Sanitation, and the DWP. Building housing can involve the Planning Commission, the Planning Department, the Department of Building and Safety, the Bureau of Sanitation, the
Y'all
Bureau of
motherfuckers are
Engineering,
getting ratioed
the
on
Fire
that pole.
Department, the Housing Department, and the DWP.
Ratioed.
This is a broken system. And to turn LA around, we have to fix this.
And remember, I can't vote. I can't vote on that poll. 137 votes in the first minute.
I agree
139
with the
now.
that we should
Ratio.
move forward to implement a multi-year budget and to amend our charter. We are doing work to plan capital projects over the long run through the city's first ever capital improvement plan established
no?
under
So
my
he said.
executive order. This week, we will be announcing the executive director of the Charter Reform Commission, as well as the first appointees, with the goal of standing up the commission before the end of this month.
What's with their arms? What do you mean? What's wrong with their arms?
The state of our city is this: homelessness is down, crime is down. These are tough challenges, and they show that we can do so much more. We still have a long way to go. We need a citywide turnaround, and we need a fundamental overhaul of city government
Make her
to
stop.
deliver the clean, safe, and orderly neighborhoods that Angelenos deserve in the place
I
they
don't know,
call
Fifu.
home, and to
Ask
reverse
Turbo, he'll tell you.
decades of failure on homelessness. So my pledge is to continue making change, and I ask the City Council and every Angeleno to join in turning our city around.
No way, Dark. She's lying to you about every single thing she said right there. Crime is not down. You hear it yourself.
We are building a city
You don't have to
ready
be from
lead,
California. You can
not
hear it on
just
my
for
scanners. I
today,
can't even
but
talk
for
to you. That's
tomorrow.
one goddamn
From
channel.
downtown to the valley, from the port to the airport, we are investing in jobs, housing, and opportunity.
Encampments are everywhere.
Because the cost
Homeless
of
are
living
everywhere.
keeps going
She's
up,
lying.
It's harder and harder to put food
She's-
on the table.
She's lessening the
gas
blow
in the
of the
tank,
damage.
and
Damage
pay the
control.
bills. Tariffs and trade wars will make this worse
Of
and
course.
make things more expensive.
Here it
But
comes.
we are fighting here in LA
Trump's
to create
fault.
better paying jobs.
You're fired.
Trade and trade wars are also causing instability all across the supply chain.
Now
It
it's
is at the
Trump's
heart
fault. You hear
of
this?
Our economy. The Port of LA is the nation's #1 port, and 1 in 9 people in our region have a job connected to the port. Just think 40% of all U.S. goods come through our port, Mr. Soroka. We will strategize. Jim Soroka.
You're fired.
We will
Oh,
strategize with you
Thank you,
and
Arrow
fight
Squirrel.
for you to protect our longshore workers, truckers, manufacturers, business owners, big and small. And make no mistake, we will protect every Angeleno, no matter where you are from, no matter when you arrived in LA, because we know how much immigrants contribute to our city in so many ways, and we will always
don't
stand
look over
strong with
here.
you.
This is the mongoose. Don't look over here. Look over here. Look at my tail that's wagging while I come and strike at you. This is the mongoose effect. Look at the little knee bender standing up in his fedora. He's about 2 Big Macs away from exploding. Fuck out of here. Old knee bending event over here. Sad as can be. Sad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. She shifted all the blame. She lessened the blow on the number. It was over $1 billion. Look it up yourself.
LA, like the recently announced Rams Village, which will be built on nearly 100 acres and be home to the team's headquarters and training facilities, along with new housing, workspaces, and a first-of-its-kind entertainment center for the Valley. We appreciate the team's increasing investment in LA, and I want to thank Councilmember Blumenthal for his leadership and
5 minutes into the poll,
perseverance making this happen.
343 votes. 93% of people say yes, she is lying at this meeting today.
Council President Harris Dawson is leading
I
the
haven't
change
voted,
to
not one time. I
revitalize
can't.
Crenshaw Boulevard with Destination Crenshaw, an open-air people's museum.
7% actually think she's telling the truth, and I think that's more the scary number.
It will have more than 100 installations of public art.
Goes to
by
show you why they
artists from
still get
South
elected.
LA.
There's still dummies
This
out
will
there.
dramatically repair, revitalize, and sustain the Crenshaw corridor and
I don't
center
see
it as
it.
a must-see
I don't see
exhibition
nothing. I don't see
for
the
art
crap.
consumers from
I
around
don't
the
see the
world.
homeless. I can't see it.
LAX is a national economic powerhouse, John
These
Ackerman.
cucks.
Raise your hand.
The crowd of cucks.
And I want to make sure when LAX makes investments, it invests in the rest
For
of
sure,
LA too.
Brandon C.
That is
I
why
think
we
so.
have broken new ground in
It have to be.
contracting and construction at the airport. So the latest round of $5 billion in investment prioritizes LA jobs and LA businesses. In
All
fact,
trolls who voted no,
this
Felipe.
investment includes 13
Probably, like
first-time
Brandon
ever
said.
prime
I
contractors.
agree with you guys.
This is an example of
right
how we
here.
will continue to build businesses and build LA despite tough times. We will get it done.
All right, clap. Pause for the clap. It probably says that on the teleprompter.
Last
Pause
year,
for the clap.
from this podium, I called for the need to
They're all gonna
invest
clap for
and
you.
modernize our convention center.
Enjoy the
And
show.
I am proud to
Ladies and gentlemen.
report today
Thank you, Tons.
that with the council's vote,
Need
2
Asman
weeks
Gold.
ago,
I agree.
we
Asman
are
would,
well on the way.
would give a great commentary. I like Asman's stuff. You know what's more funny? I think even Asman's great, but
If we are going to
his
bring downtown
chat
back,
room, his
if we are
people,
going to bring tourism
bro,
back,
they're funny.
We can't sit back
Read the chat.
and hope for something to happen.
All the peppies
We
come
must
up, the
compete
crying
to
dude.
win. Right now,
They're funny.
conventions are going elsewhere. With a new convention center, we will attract thousands of business travelers with expense accounts who will book hotel rooms, buy souvenirs, and visit our vibrant neighborhoods. And we must to compete for those jobs, and we have to win back, first and foremost, our foundational industry,
Tons.
the entertainment industry. We have to win back our entertainment jobs.
Well, wait, where did they go? They just decided to go way away? Like that was cheaper for them to shoot?
I renew my call to
Maybe
the
it was
state
you guys
to
overtaxing them.
triple the film and TV tax credit.
Oh, so now you want to bring them back after taxing the shit out of them. Got it. Got a
When I
DEI,
was
that
Speaker of
didn't
the
work, huh?
Assembly, along with Assembly Member Paul Krikorian, we passed the state's first production tax credit. But you know, we didn't keep up. And other states and other countries are now taking our good middle-class jobs.
Good.
But we will continue to advocate in Sacramento for the tax credit. But LA, Angelinos, we also have to do our part right here. So going forward, we will make it easier and more cost-effective to film on city property. And we will also streamline the permitting process to make it easier to film in LA.
Oh, so the permit process is a bitch too, you're admitting. Got it. Thanks, DEI. Thank you, Cap Mavius.
So to our leaders in Sacramento and to our local industry leaders here, I say, let's bring Hollywood back.
Fuck those maps and those pedos. They don't know how to make a good movie anyways.
Now, you know,
Shit.
we have to fight for our future, but we all have to want it. We all have to believe in it, because a great city isn't just built by policy or investment. It's built by the people who show up for it and show up for each other.
I agree, Doreen.
As the 2028 games approach, I know Councilmember Harada is working hard to make
The cop hater,
downtown
everybody.
ready for the Olympic Games. Councilmember Hernandez
She ran on that "fuck the
is
police"
working with the community
campaign.
to welcome Olympic baseball
Got all those
at
votes.
Dodger Stadium. Councilmember Padilla is preparing for the pentathlon,
Padilla.
which will be held at the Sepulveda Basin Recreation Area. Councilmember Price is working to welcome the
Shout out to
USC
Grady.
Sports Center, and Councilmember Nazario will welcome squash players to the event. And thanks to Councilman McOscar's work and relationships, Team Croatia will be headquartered in San Pedro. And
Amber alert for his top lip. There's an Amber alert, everybody. Check your phone. Someone took his
we
top
hope
lip.
Councilwoman Hutt will host Team South Korea in Koreatown. And you,
Sure isn't
Councilwoman
Team North Korea?
Yastrzemski, you will be gearing up for thousands of athletes to be housed at the Olympic Village in UCLA.
How come no Monica Rodriguez? Because she stood up to her?
So working to unite
I'm guessing
and
so.
prepare the city is our former City Council President, Paul Krikorian. Now,
Bro, look at his face over there at the end, next to the sign language guy. Look at that.
he is
Bro,
now the executive
that's a scary
director
comic
for
book
the
character.
Office of Major Events. And I want to
Holy
thank
smokes.
you for making sure that the Olympic flag,
Is that Bruce Jenner?
the Olympic flag and the Paralympic flag are here in the City
back?
Council chambers. Thank you, Paul.
If I saw that
When I think
in an
about
alley,
these games, I
I'd turn
think of
back and walk the
icons
other way.
like Anita de France. She is a trailblazing Olympic medalist who helped organize the 1984
Holy shit.
Games for LA. And she has been an IOC member since
frightened.
1986.
I'm frightened.
And thanks to Anita and former Mayor Eric Garcetti and LA 28's Casey Wasserman, we will now
Right,
be
okay,
only
man.
the third city in history to host 3 Olympic Games.
It's fucked up, Oscar. Fucked up. But it was funny.
But
K-Lock.
most of all, the games are exemplified by people like Uriel.
Pinche Oscar.
Uriel was introduced to sports at 5 years old. Where are you? Where are you, Uriel? Is she here with us?
Where are you? Come on, get up, little
Well, I'm
seal.
gonna talk
Erp.
She was introduced to sports at 5 years old, and since then, she has participated in water polo, volleyball, wheelchair basketball, wheelchair tennis, shot put, and discus.
Kardashians are Republicans?
She's a
Laugh out?
Play
I
LA
doubt that.
Athlete.
I doubt that. I
A
don't
city
follow them, but I
program
doubt
that
it.
Provides access
I
to
doubt it.
sports at our rec center, and it's powered by the Olympic and Paralympic movements. She didn't let her challenges get in her way. So at 16 years old,
didn't see him, Frank?
she became one of the youngest members of the 2024 U.S. Paralympic team, and she won a silver medal in Paris.
I'm looking for Daniel. I don't see Daniel in
She
there. I know you're saying he's in
exemplifies
there.
the opportunity
I don't see
and
him.
inspiration to young people
Maybe he's all the way in
that
the back.
city initiatives like Play LA and the Olympic Games provide. She is what the LA
Ariel's a
Games are
mermaid.
all about. Now, 2028 is right around the corner, but we are only 15 months away from welcoming the world for the World Cup. We want people not just to see our
Hopefully
stadiums,
Mexico
we want
wins.
them to see the
Shit
real
goes crazy
LA.
here.
Our neighborhoods from East LA to Pico Union to South
Oh,
LA.
it shit'll
from
explode
Watts
if
to
Mexico
Woodland
wins.
Hills, from Eagle
Explode,
Rock to
homie.
Encino,
I'm-
from San
I'm-
Pedro
I'm hoping
to
and praying. My
Silmar.
money's on
And
Mexico
we want our
this
city
year.
to be at its
They're going to win it
best.
all.
So this
So I
is
can
why
watch the shit
I am
go down.
calling on all Angelinos to come together to prepare our city to welcome the world. Let's come together and do this.
Thank you, Oscar. And I put on the team list. Yeah, I don't know. I got to find out where it's at.
We will launch Shine LA to show the spirit of our city coming together.
Is that it?
Every
No.
single month, we will bring Angelenos together, side by side, to unify and beautify our neighborhoods, improving communities and parks, planting trees, painting murals, and so much more. I invite all Angelenos to join us on Saturday. So we'll be in South LA, Boyle Heights, Echo Park, West LA, the Valley, the Harbor area, and we'll kick it off with a community celebration in Hollywood with more than 40 organizations there. And thanks to the partnership with Councilman Soto Martinez, we will all begin to show our love for LA. We have one goal. Love LA. We will show our love for each other, just like the spirit that we all felt in October. Remember October, when we celebrated our Dodgers winning the World Series just across the street? That's the kind of spirit that we need. So join us, and to join this movement, you can visit lamayor.org and sign up today, this coming Saturday and every month until we welcome the world next July for the World Cup. This is about pride. It's about choosing to believe in our city again and proving it with action.
I gotta adjust it.
Block by block, we will come together to be stronger, more unified than ever before, and that matters, especially in a world that seems to seek constantly to divide us against each other with each and every day. So Angelenos, this is about you. This is about all of us. It's about choosing to believe in each other again and the future of the city that we love. Because this is a city of dreams. So let me tell you a story. Leading up to the 1984 Olympics, we were in the midst of the worst recession in 40 years.
Was it because of Donald Trump?
Doubted us.
Did Donald Trump do that too?
Maybe we doubted
I'm sure he
ourselves
did.
too. But Los Angeles delivered the most successful Olympic Games in history. We didn't just host the world, we redefined what was possible.
Donald Trump. Donald.
It was the orange guy. It's always his fault. No matter what we do, we can never look in the mirror and say, hey, it was us that
More
did
than
it.
sport, they are a stage for courage, for potential, for dreams. So LA, let's go win. Let's win on the world stage, yes, but let's especially win here at home. We owe it
Hopefully
to
LA
ourselves,
wins the World Cup.
we owe it to each other, but most of all, we owe it to the next generation of Angelenos. Thank you for the honor of being your mayor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Woo! Who gave her a woo? Come on, bro. Man, how much you paying? Like, is it $6 a woo? Are they giving you $6 to woo each time? Up. Hold on. I can't play that stupid music. Oh my God. So she came in, lied to everybody. All the dick lickers got up and licked the dick. Fucking turds.
I swear to God, you're nothing but spineless subhuman scum. Each and every one of you, sitting on that horseshoe. Each and every one of you. And all of you supporters that are in the crowd that keep this bullshit going. Hopefully you'll be here for a lifetime and your kids. Be there begging, as you always do, got your hand out for the fucking Democrat crumbs. Because that's all you'll ever get, is crumbs. That's it. That's what you beggars get, crumbs. So don't ever forget that. Crumbs. That's what you deserve.
Gunt busting? Oh, look who's here. Hi. What's your name? Yeah, I get it. You come in now because you didn't want to have to see that bitch. Thanks, Spinks. You know, we all had to endure here, but you didn't, huh? I get it. get it. He's like, bro, I came in at the perfect time. He knew when he was coming in. By the way, 19 minutes, 604 votes, 93% say yes, she's lying. 7% said no. State of the city address like you some president or some shit. Fuck out of here. Shit ain't important to nobody. We know what you are. We know what this is. It's a knee-bending event. Just saying. It's a fucking knee-bending event, man. That's it. I call it what I see. People get angry because I call it how I see it. Some think I'm too angry, too harsh, whatever. You can't take reality, and that's reality. Look, where's it going? Yeah, I'll do one more bag, and then I'm out. 42 losers. Who are here? But I think it's like a few of you guys said that they were just trolling. Felipe and Brandon, I think, said it. I get it. I get it. 7% bots. It'd be crazy to see what the number of bots are on YouTube. I'm sure they place bots on their own shit. Why wouldn't they? Just bulk the numbers up, right? You know what I mean? Keep the facade up, just like this chick was doing you, telling you that it was only 800 million that were in debt and not $1 billion in debt. Somehow, some way we got $200 million back. Somehow, some way that nobody ever knows, which of course is a lie. You sit here on my shows, and you know what I should start doing is like a 5 minutes where I don't talk, I don't respond to you guys at all, and we just listen, and I turn all the scanners on so you can really see what's going on in the jumbled, crazy mess, and you can tell me if you think that crime is going down. And then we could just do a drive-through. I mean, look at AXN, look at Scott. They're always driving down there. They're showing you all the fucking time. They're over there showing you how bad it is. Right across the street from the police department. Encampment after encampment, blocking all the driveways to the water and power building. You know? It's ridiculous. That's Venice Beach, Bumblebee. After all the homeless was removed, this was all homeless encampments and medieval fights with 2x4s and sticks with nails in them, baseball bats during the middle of the day, whenever. Finally, they took the city took the fucking place back, but it was because of the sheriff department. Sheriff department said, okay, well, you guys don't want to do anything on your own in your own jurisdiction, so we're going to do it for you. And they came down, that made the news. It made them, the LAPD, look stupid and useless. And then they changed it. Again, it's the idiot that we just watched, and people like her, and the councilmen and women that we watch that create these policies that make all this shit fester, and to where you can't clean it up, to where the cops can't do their jobs. Okay? And it makes everything and everybody look useless. And it's our tax dollars going to all of it. Paying the cops that can't go and do their jobs. Paying to the people that are supposed to clean and aren't cleaning, because we told them not to clean up the encampment. All of that. In every fashion. Yep, this is the outside of the elbow room. It's dead inside, but it looks nice outside. Everybody's enjoying the patio. It's a nice breezy day at the beach. You can see the water a little bit. It's so bright, you can see it though. Somewhere. A little bit. A little bit, maybe. Yeah, that's just the truth of it, man. I mean, she's just a lying cunt. I mean, she's pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining. And that's what she's doing. 12 permits have been issued. 12 out of the, 2,200 homes lost. I think it was something around that number. in 105 plus days. After 105 plus days. People are barely cleaning out. In fact, the people that have businesses there are completely fucked because even if your shit didn't burn down, they're not allowing pedestrian traffic down the PCH. They've still got it blocked off to residents only, and that's to stop the looting. People come in and loot, right? For the people that didn't lose their homes, they'll go to that home, hope they're not there, and take their shit. So they don't allow pedestrian traffic. So if you have a little, a trinket shop on PCH or a hot dog stand or whatever, you're not making any money. And you're still paying rent, I'm sure, unless you own the property. And then you're still paying property tax and utilities and not making any money, being forced to be closed. I mean, it's just and then they have the audacity to brag about 60 people being housed, when she clearly told you 48,000 plus that they counted on the streets. So we can easily say that's over 50,000 because they're going to lessen the blow everywhere they can. So we know it's 50, 60,000 on the street. But for you to tell me that and you're proud about 60 people being put in there, and then there's an audit of you that can't find billions of dollars. So you're telling me it took billions of dollars to house those 60? Is that what you're really telling me? And I'm angry because that's my tax money too. Okay, everybody got a tax for the Triple H measure, which was to help homeless people get off the street, and it hasn't happened. In fact, it's only exploded. That's all it's done, just absolutely exploded. So she's lying in every shape, form, or fashion. She's nothing but a fucking liar who's got her sights on the World Cup money and the Olympic money. That's all they do. That's it. They're $1 billion in debt, and yet they ask for $2 billion. Why is that? Why do I need an extra $1 billion to get out of debt? Why? Why? Usually you're $1 billion in debt. You borrow the $1 billion, pay the bills that you need to pay, and get yourself running. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just lies after lies after lies, and I can't stand it. And that's what you get when you hire DEI. That's it. That's it. All right, one more. You guys see him? I don't know. Where is he? Where you at, Stein? I can't even see you, man. Hold on. Far away? Can't even fix it up. There he is, right there. Big blob right there. I seen his sister. I saw Stinks' sister yesterday. By the way, I think Wednesday we're gonna celebrate Stinks' birthday because I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to April 23rd is when I got Stinks. And I was talking with Stefan because Stefan has Stinks' sister who's 6. So I'm, like I said earlier, remember I was telling you guys, I think he's 5. And yet again, I don't know how exactly old he was because he was so tiny. I was bottle feeding him. So we'll celebrate Wednesday. It will be Stinky's birthday. April 23rd, Stinky. At least that's the day I got him. So we'll celebrate from there. Stinks only eats one thing. He has a what do you call it? Veterinary prescribed food. You know, it's he needs wet food. He can't eat dry food anymore. So it's I forget who makes it, but I get it from Chewy. He loves it. It's like, think of like beef stew. You know, it's got little like rice and carrots, and it's almost like a stew consistency. Maybe a little more, and chunks of meat. He enjoys it. He enjoys it. He's already had a can or two. So, no, it's not Royal Canine. I think it's something else. Yeah, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Science Diet. It's a certain Science Diet one. Yeah, they put him on it a long time ago. Like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. So he loves it, though. All right, everybody, last bag.
Smoke.
Nah, Oscar, I don't want to risk giving him the dry food because he can get the same thing happen to him again. And, I mean, man, it's almost lost him, man. And it costs thousands of dollars. So it's better to, he just doesn't drink a lot of water. Some cats just don't. Like, he's not like a normal cat where you turn the faucet on and they'll go drink from the faucet or, he just doesn't do that. He doesn't do well with water. Does he drink it? Sure. He does. I'll put out some bowls and put water in there and change them. Every other day I change the water, because he just doesn't, he doesn't really touch it for the most part. And then I have a constant, what do you call it? What is that? A filtering, those things called? Fountain. A fountain. And he doesn't like the fountain. He stares at it. He may swipe at the water a little bit, but I don't ever see him drinking it. I don't know. Maybe he's drinking it in the middle of the night. I don't know. I have one, Travis. He don't like it. I've had it for a long time. He don't like it. He don't like the fountain. So what I do is, like I said, I give him the wet food every day. He loves it, which is plenty wet. He dabbles a little bit in the water, in the still bowls. He'll drink that. And then, like I told you, like I have eggs a lot. So in the morning for breakfast, and I'll put the pan in the water. The pan in the sink, fill it up with water and nothing else. So it's really like butter soup. And he'll go down in there and just drink for fucking like 2 straight minutes. Just go at it. And I don't bug him. I don't think the butter's going to hurt him. And it's mostly water anyways. And there's nothing else I put on the pan. You know what I mean? I don't put any spray stuff or anything like that. So, yeah. I don't think it's bad for him. And he gets his water that way. So, no sodium chicken broth. Yeah, I don't know if he likes it. He's weird like that. He just likes certain things. He seems to like dairy stuff. I don't try to give him food. I don't want him eating my food. I want him to eat his food. And he does. But there's certain things, like I said, he goes crazy over. You saw it. I showed you. Those fucking frappuccinos. Holy shit. I fucked up. I let him get a lick of the cap of the frappuccino, and ever since then, he's cracked out. Like you hear anything that sounds like the snap of that thing popping, like a Snapple, bro, he comes running and whining. Helps prevent hairballs. Yeah, he does get a hairball from time to time. Always freaks me out because he's like, you can see him, he's having a tough time getting it up. But he gets it. He gets it out. Is that what it is, Felix? Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah. And I told you what really happened is this, right? So I had the fountain and the regular water like I've been doing, and I had a feeder, like an automatic feeder, and most of them are hard food, kibble, right? So I set it and it was working, and then one day I watched him go over there, and I saw him trigger it, and food came out, and not a lot, 4 or 5 pieces, and then he ate it, and I said, no way he did that. He didn't just do that. Then I watched him do it again. I'm like, holy shit, this fool has figured out how to finger fuck the feeder and literally get extra food on top of the 3 feedings. So now, and I'm wondering, well, why is his belly looking so big? Like, I don't understand it. He's only eating the 3, and he ate the 3 before and it was fine. I don't understand it. Why is he gaining so much weight? And I didn't realize it. And every time I was gone, he was probably doing that all goddamn day till he got tired or full. So I had to stop using that. Miss FTS, I am not on tonight. We'll be on tomorrow for 2 shows. LA City Council in the meeting, in the morning, 10:15 a.m. And then we'll do our normal 8 o'clock fun. Bro is greedy, for sure, Nemo. He's like, if I had another cat, he'd be the kind of cat that would hurry up and finish his and then go to finish the other cats. You know how there's some cats that are like that? And then, dude, there's some cats that just, like some of Stefan's cats, they just leave their food. They eat some and walk away and leave it. And he never does that. He won't. I've never seen him do it. He just doesn't do it. You know, he's a finisher and lick the whole bowl clean and then come back a few minutes later, lick some water out of the water bowl, and then go back and lick the bowl. Fucking stink hair up there. Man, he's too much, dude. He likes to eat. You think the Kings win this series? Tired of playing the damn Oilers? Well, Kevin, I think this is a good year. I think we look good. I think we were playing well. Up until the last game of the year against Calgary, we looked really nice. But I think, you know, it is what it is. It's one game against Calgary at the end of the year. You're sure you want to go into the playoffs winning and that headset and that mindset. But anything can happen. You know, Edmonton's in a weird position at the moment with a lot of their stars out. I know most of them are supposed to be back, but we'll see. You know, but I think it's going to be a good series. My prediction earlier was Kings in 6. So we'll see. Kings have lost 3 years in a row to Edmonton. So they've owned us. That's just honest. They're a tough team to play. And they, you know, honestly, like I told you, if any team they're the best team in Canada right now, if you ask me. I mean, the Jets aren't bad. I'm not saying anything about the Jets. And, you know, Ottawa has a little talent. And, you know, Maple Leafs have talent. They just don't seem to get it done. We'll see. All right, Patrick, have a good day. You want a Bengal tiger? A Bengal breed. That sounds like a lot for a cat. Me, you should just rescue one. There's a great cat out there for you, I'm sure. In a rescue, fucking days away from being euthanized, possibly. And you can help them live. And trust me, they know it. They'll be your friend forever. Dogs, too. I've never been the guy to go to like Petco and go get a cat or go to the guy on Facebook and go get a dog. Even my mom, her last 3 dogs have all been rescues. You know, that's the problem. You know, Bob, what's his name? Bob Barker. He was right. You know, you need to spay and neuter because the population is just crazy. You know, and a lot of times, like I said, you know, when I was working as a repo man, we'd be in South LA and there'd be packs of dogs. Like, no joke, 20, 30 of them rolling together in the street. You know what I mean? A couple of them stuck together, just hunting, looking for anything to eat, you know? It's a wild world because a lot of folks out there, they don't care. Their dog is a dog. It's not like other folks where they view their animals as like family members. You know, some of the folks there, they're just like, fuck it. If he's gone, he's gone. Should have came back home then. If he didn't want to be here, he didn't want to be here, man. You have 8 cats and 1 dog? Jeez Louise, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, I've thought about getting a second cat, maybe just for stinks. I'd like to get a dog. I just feel like I don't know if I'm home enough and to let him out and all that. And I don't want, you know, it's a lot of responsibility for a dog. I love them. I really do. I'd love to have a dog. Because I'd actually rather have a dog over having a second cat, to be honest. I think a dog and a cat's a perfect mix. And a lot of times they get, you know, they love each other, man. I see a lot of dogs and cats that absolutely get along and love each other and hang out. You're home all the time. Well, I'm not home all the time. Trust me. There's plenty of times where I'm gone. All the times you get a chase and don't see me, that means I'm gone. I don't know, TZ. I don't know what's for dinner. I haven't even thought about that. Maybe go get a steak? I don't know. Smelled some barbecue going yesterday. It's the first day, like, I was like, oh, spring's here. Somebody out here queuing. You can smell it. I can smell it. You got to get them together both at a young age. Yeah. See, that's another thing, too. Stinks is already 5, and, you know, he's a big cat. He's a dominant male. I can tell. He likes to rough house with me. So I could see if I brought another cat, it would have to be a young cat, I think. You know, not a kitten, but, you know, 1-year-old or something that he knows is no threat to him. You know, that kind of a thing. And I think after a while, you know, he's a cuddly cat. He is that. He's rough and tumble like Heathcliff, but he also is a good cat, you know. You got a German Shepherd and a cat. They get along just fine. There you go. Did you get them together at the same time, Eduardo? Wondering. Because I know Stefan had a cat, and then one cat passed away. Then he ended up rescuing 2 cats from the vet, and the other cats and all the cats get along. They love each other. They're playing around, having a good old time, but they're also females. That's the difference too. There's no males. Old Stinkums. He's the bull. Oh, thanks. There you go. Well, you sleep so handsome, though. You're still so handsome. And I gotta tell you, your sister's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yeah, and she loves me. I'm gonna bring her over here one time. You got 3 cats, 88? No, I've had my dog for about 10 years. They just got Strawberry last year. Strawberry is the name? Yeah. I'm guessing it's like a red one. Little red cat. One of those tabbies or whatever. So I'm saying, cats or dogs are great, man. They're fun. I like cats and dogs. I mean, I've had other things too. I've had when I was a kid, I had a hamster. It's fun to have a hamster. And, we had guinea pigs too. But besides that, and fish. I had, like a goldfish. Other than that, I can't think of ever. We had a dog for a little bit. Then we had to give the dog away because, it was just too big. It was the apartment. Parents didn't want us to have it, so. Bingo was his name. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Well, sorry to have to drag you in for that bullshit, but sometimes you just need to see it firsthand. That's it. We'll be on tomorrow for 2 shows, 10:15 a.m. for the LA City Council, of course, and for the normal Tuesday night fun, our Taco Tuesday crime party. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thumbs ups work, and they are free. Keep the notifications on, because again, I may turn all this shit off, and in 7 minutes from right now, I might get a fucking chase. And then we gotta all come back up in here, and then watch the crazy chase. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So there's that. Keep the notifications on. All right, guys. Much love. See you guys tomorrow.
This party is officially over.
See you guys
I'm going home.